What's up, everybody, and welcome to Hoarding Wombat Collectibles. My name is Tom, and today we have something pretty cool for you all today with this vintage starter decks that are dating back to the ancient days of Magic in 2006, which is kind of crazy to say. I'm actually recording this in advance of a nerd weekend I'm having with my friends where we'll go head-to-head with these old decks. I got these decks from eBay with this Aurochs Stampede deck from Coldsnap going for around 41 bucks, and this Boggart Feast deck from Lorwyn going for 48 bucks. So let's crack it open and see what we get. I think I'll start with the Lorwyn Boggart Feast deck. It comes with, it's just a ready to play 60 card theme deck. It also comes with a Pro Tour player card, which is going to be fun. The rule book is not included. I actually have one of the older decks, which should have the rule book in here, that I'll open eventually when I get enough donations on Extra Play. Maybe I'll open this, but this should come in with a rule book, so I'm actually kind of excited for that. I don't have any of those rule books, but this does not, so it only comes with the Pro Tour player card. I actually got this when I was thinking about like doing maybe some videos for like Lorwyn, when they had the Lorwyn remastered was coming out. But obviously that got pushed to the side for some Universes Beyond stuff, which I'm not very happy about. But anyway, we'll get this in here. So yeah, so we got Boggart Feast. It's Rakdos goblins basically from Lorwyn. So let's get started. I just threw that on the ground. I kind of wanted to use that as the box for this. Eventually I'll sleeve these probably. I don't think there's anything crazy in here. There's a couple good, like, I think there's one of the Antes lands or something like that. I forgot what I got. I got the Lorwyn light boxes secret lair, and it actually had it in there. But let's take a look. So we got Boggart Shenanigans, which is pretty cool. A little tribal enchantment. They got rid of that. Also another Boggart Shenanigans. Tar Fire. I love these arts from Lorwyn. They're just so cool. Just like actual like painted arts, and they're just weird and kind of just like disgusting almost. And this is for a tale of anti-grub. They have all these antis, which is pretty cool. Hoarder's Greed. Fodder Launch. Tribal Sorcery for goblins. Boggart Birthright. Boggart Birthright again. I mean, Rakdos Goblins, I think in this time, Rakdos Goblins was really a crazy thing. We have another Tar Pitcher. Lowland Oof. Oof. That's pretty cool. A little giant warrior. I like that. I like that artwork. Another Lowland Oaf. We have a Mud Button Torch Runner. Mud Button Torch Runner. I really want to open some more Lorwyn, and it's pretty expensive to get just a regular pack. So I don't know, maybe I'll open one for morning coffee cracks, but that's pretty much it. Another Mud Button Torch Runner. Goat Napper. So obviously they have the old newer card Goat Nap. I guess this is where it kind of comes from, Goat Napper. Adderstaff Boggart. Comes into play, clash with an opponent. That's pretty fun. You this was a cool mechanic, I think, back in Lorwyn, where you would actually play like a sub game of Magic almost, where you reveal the top card of your his or her library. Then it puts a card at the top or bottom. A player wins if her card, his or her card, had a higher converted mana cost, which is kind of cool. Like a little chance that comes in there, kind of goes with the goblin theme. Another Adderstaff Boggart. Another Adderstaff Boggart. Warren Pilferers. That's pretty cool. It's always fun. A little Goblin Road. Another Goblin Rogue. Warren Pilferers. Hornet Harasser. That's cool. Goblin Shaman playing with some bees. It stings you at the end. You get -2/-2. Also a tail from Anti-Grub on there. Marsh Flitter. That's cool. I like that artwork. That's fun. Playful. Goblin Rogue tokens, or a Marsh Flitter becomes a 3/3 until end of turn. You sacrifice a Goblin. Boggart Mob, which is rare. It's pretty cool. I think this one might be good. Champion a Goblin. When it comes into play, sacrifice it unless you remove another Goblin you control from the game. When this leaves play, that card returns to play. That's pretty fun. That is really fun. Actually, I just love all these different like things you could do with it. Like I like the sub games and like just the weird kind of mechanics. So I'm really excited for them to go back to Lorwyn. But I love these older stuff. I've only opened one Lorwyn pack before. Spiderwig Boggart, making literally a wig of spiders, which is crazy. Mad Auntie, this is pretty good, just kind of a goblin lord. I think this might be worth more than $1. Nothing really is worth like that much in here, but Mad Auntie. So that's the anti-grub. Ghostly Changeling. It's pretty cool. Nice little shapeshifter. Kind of shifts into a goblin. It's cool. Another Ghostly Changeling. Boggart Harbinger. That's nice. Little Boggart. Another Boggart Harbinger. Squeaking Pie Sneak. Another Goblin Rogue. In addition to cost to play it, you reveal a Goblin card from your hand or pay 3. And it also has Fear, which you don't see anymore. I think it was kind of like Intimidate, but like artifact creatures can block it, I think it was. Or this is your of your color, but I don't know if artifact creatures can block it. I have to look that up. I forgot about it. Don't know off the top of my head. But Borb of the Squeaking Pie Warren is who says this. Why do your pies squeak? It's all the fairies, mice, and prickly hogs we stuff inside. That is pretty good. Exiled Boggart. Oh, he's so sad from being exiled. That's so sad. We got 2 of those. That's pretty cool. Face Vaulter. That's insane. That's a fun name. Another Face Vaulter. These are just the most fun names, and like, I don't know. This is what goblins need to be. This is just the fun, weird, kind of gross, like all of that. Then we have here Shimmering Grotto. So you add 1 mana, colorless mana to your mana pool, and then you can pay 1 to wash your mana, which is pretty cool. That's nice. It doesn't come in tapped or anything. That's pretty awesome. You got 2 of those, which is cool. Then you get a regular mountain. Another mountain. I do love these arts on these mountains. These are really nice arts. Just like, again, it's just like painted and everything, so it's really nice to have. So another mountain. Some rocks, a little river mountain. Another mountain. Getting some of the same artworks, but really cool. This almost looks like a little hobbit trail. It's cool. Another mountain. Another mountain. A lot of mountains. Swamps. We got the swamp. Another swamp. That's a cool swamp. It's kind of like a very colorful swamp, which is nice. Ron Spears. I've seen a bunch from Ron Spears, so it's good. Some of the older Magic stuff is always from a lot of from Ron Spears. And this is a nice little swamp too. I like how it's like it's a swamp, but it's lively. It's like there's more going on. It's just not just like completely just dark and black and evil. Like it gives a swamp like a different meaning. Like this is almost like an oasis. I would love to hang out in this swamp. Be with the Boggarts. Another swamp. Another swamp. Another swamp. Just get into the same arts here. Swampy, swampy, swamp. Ooh, and there we go. We got our premium card. So this is a foil land. I think it's just a foil land that's in all of these. So this is our premium card. That's pretty nice. I like the foiling on there. You can see it kind of down here. It's got some cool texturing. And then we have Taigo Chan. And there we go. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Taigo Chan, maybe. That's cool. It earned $50,000. Pro Tour top 8 2 times. Grand Prix top 8 0. Pro Tour median finish. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. And then you get this little rule book card. They said the rule book wasn't included, but I guess it's kind of just explaining the deck, kind of what they have for the new commander decks and everything. But we'll open that up. There you go. You even have some Lorwyn stories. So eventually, when I get to Lorwyn, I was planning to do like a thing where I read all of the all the different things from Magic, all the different books, and then maybe do like a lore video on them. So we have that, and then we have just your whole this is your deck. You kind of have to play it. These are all the different decks, which is pretty cool. All the things that come with it. That's pretty fun. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. So this one is pretty cool, pretty awesome. I'm actually going to give this to my friend. He had this deck when I first started playing Magic. He had either a deck like this. I don't know if he constructed it himself or just had the starter deck. But it's all like snow stuff. And he had the Aurochs, and the Aurochs actually like go on top of each other. They play well with each other and everything. Kind of almost like slivers, kind of buff each other and stuff. So this is red and green. You can see on the back again. It just does the 60 card theme deck, Pro Tour player card, all that stuff. It's from Coldsnap, one of my favorite things. But yeah, so my friend had this, and I don't know if it got destroyed while we were in college, or he just or we lost it or something like that. But I think it might have gotten destroyed. I don't know if maybe he sold it or something. But I figured I'd give this back to him. I actually bought one for myself because I like the Aurochs and everything. They're really fun. So all right, there we go. We got Brian Kibler. That's cool. Brian Kibler, obviously, he's a very famous, pretty famous. He's famous to me. A Magic YouTuber and everything. Good at Pro Tour and everything. He's been on the Professors a bunch of times. There you go. It's kind of cool. It's pretty fun. We'll flip it to the other side. We'll go through this rule book just real quick. Not rule book, but a little player's guide, I guess, for the Aurochs Stampede deck. So yeah, so there's kind of playing the deck and everything, what it comes with, little bit of lore on there too, and then you have some Coldsnap story on here, snow cards, ripple, recover, cumulative upkeep, which never liked as a mechanic, but it's just part of it. Sometimes cumulative upkeep is insane, and sometimes it does not work. But there you go. That's that little card. So I'm glad I get these. I don't know if it does any more story than what's in the books. I actually have I have a fat pack for it, for Coldsnap. But it looks like this also might have some, I don't know if that's just the deck symbol, or it might have some Ice Age stuff in here. But this is a Whaleborn Glider. So it's a little artifact. And it's from Amy Weber. I actually have a card, an alternate art that Amy Weber did. She has a store where she does a lot of different like alters on her artwork. So check that out. She's got some cool artwork, some fun like Forest Friends stuff. So follow Amy Weber. And then we have Shape of the Watigo. That is so cool. That is insane. You see all the just like the Yeti changing into the Yeti and stuff like that. That's really cool. An enchantment. When Shape of the Watigo comes into play, put 6 +1/+1 counters on an enchanted creature. Beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on an enchanted creature if it attacked or blocked since your last upkeep. Otherwise, remove one. So it kind of just like goads your creature, but that's pretty cool. Then we have Bounty of the Hunt. I think this is from Alliances. Is that what it is? That's pretty cool. Move this up here. Hibernation's End. Again, it has cumulative upkeep. You may search your library. You may pay. Whenever you pay, it's cumulative upkeep. You may search your library for a card with converted mana cost equal to the number of age counters on it, and then put it into play. If you do, shuffle your library. It's pretty cool. Resize, making the Yetis a little bit smaller. It's fun. Just again, love these artworks. Baldovan Rage. That's cool. I gotta learn more about the Baldovans. The Kajeldians. I can never say any of these too. There's a bunch of different tribes in Coldsnap and the Ice Age, which is pretty cool. They got a lot of lore on there. So once I read that, maybe I'll do a lore video on that. Baldovan Rage. Incinerate. Love that card. This is by Mark Poole too. And then I think this is from Ice Age, I want to say. That's the Ice Age set color. Which is pretty cool. It's Incinerate. Giant Trapdoor Spider. That's pretty cool. And this is green-red. I forgot if I some Gruul colors, so I forgot if I said that. Nice Trapdoor Spider. And here we go, is the Aurochs Herd. So when it comes into play, it's a 4/4 trample. It's very expensive, so it's not like really great. because it is old too, so most things are pretty expensive. But when it comes into play, you may search your library for another Aurochs card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and if you do, shuffle your library. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other attacking Aurochs. So it's pretty cool. You got a couple of these in here. Looks like 4? No, 3. And then you have Rhyhorn Aurochs, also another a snow creature. It's kind of funny that this isn't a snow creature, which is a regular creature. But when it attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other attacking Aurochs. And it's a 2 and a snow, and it blocks target creature this turn if able. Another Rhyhorn Aurochs. Deadly Insect. We got a little Deadly Insect in there. This is another regular Aurochs. This is actually from Ice Age. So the other ones were from Coldsnap. This one's from Ice Age. So this is kind of like the base one. Whenever Aurochs attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other attacking Aurochs. So you want to have a bunch of those in there. Another Aurochs. Another Aurochs. Then we have Woolly Mammoths. Has trample as long as you control snow land. That's kind of cool. 3/2 for a 3. It's not great, but you know, it's fun. Old magic. That's how it worked. Frostweb Spider. I think I have a couple of these actually. They reprinted this one. Another Frostweb Spider. Bull Aurochs, same type of thing. It's just a 2 cost for 2/1 trample. It has that +1/+0. And there you go. Bull Aurochs, Bull Aurochs. You get 4 of those. And then you have Tinder Wall, which is kind of cool. Just a little plant wall that you got. Another Tinder Wall. Boreal Druid. This actually I think is actually worth $1 or so. It's a snow creature. It's kind of like a Llanowar Elf situation, which is pretty cool. It's just a 1 for a 1/1. Taps for 1 mana, 1 colorless mana. But yeah, it's pretty cool. A snow creature also, so you get that on there. Some creatures are bound to the cold by Rhymewind magic. Others seek it out, adapted by 2,000 years of ice. The Boreal, where Haydar's fridge sway is strongest, is home to both. You get a couple of those Boreal Druids. Stalking Yeti. I really wanted to make like a Yeti deck, like specifically, but I could probably just put a bunch of stuff into this. It's pretty cool. Earthen Goo. I actually got this from a secret lair. I was thinking it would be a green ooze, but it's a red ooze. And it has a cumulative upkeep, and then it gets +1/+1 for each age counter on it, which is pretty good. Earthen Goo, you get a couple of those. Orcish Lumberjack, which is insane. When did they get like these, like, I don't know, chicken walkers at this point? Sacrifice forest, add 3 mana of any combination of red or green to your mana pool, which is pretty cool. Gorilla Shaman, just an ape shaman from Alliances, I think. Highland Weld, it's a snowland, dual land, comes and play tapped. I don't know if these are worth more than $1. I think they were reprinted in, probably reprinted in Kaldheim. Another Highland Weld. Then the Snow-Covered Forest, some of these are actually worth a little bit. Regular Snow-Covered Forest, do love the artwork on there. Fortunately, it's the same artwork. They didn't really make different ones. So more artwork. Another forest. I'll go through these quick. It's the same artwork on theirs. And then I'm assuming we just got all of our rest of our mountains. That's a cool mountain. I like that. So snow-covered mountain, and just all of those. And we'll keep going. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Oh, there we go. Snow-covered island in the foil. That is so cool. That one's probably worth a little bit, but that's awesome. And then we got our Brian Kibler thing. So, all right, there we go. So that was pretty cool, pretty fun. I hope you like these. I kind of like opening these older packs. It looks nice. It's fun. And I'm excited to play with them too. But yeah, if you like some of these vintage packs or something, I have a couple other vintage packs, and I'll be opening some vintage fat packs too. Want to get through the stories and everything. But yeah, if you like that, check out my channel, like and subscribe. I'll do a little total maybe of each of the decks, so you can see that there. But yeah, like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. I appreciate all the support. Thanks, everybody. See you.